In this episode, we'll be learning to write compound sentences. Hi Vikings, I'm Terry.
And I'm Susan. Welcome to VikEquip,
where we are equipping you, our students, to be successful in the classroom. Before we get into compound sentences, let's have a quick review. We've learned what a simple sentence is. It's a subject and a verb that expresses a complete thought and it's free of fragments. Examples of simple sentences: I cooked the turkey, she made the stuffing. So when we make a compound sentence, we're going to have that subject and a verb, but then we're also going to have a comma and a conjunction word with another subject and verb. So we're going to have two simple sentences that we join together. One thing we need to keep in mind is that we can't just use a comma to do this. A comma is too weak to join two sentences together. So what we need to make the sentence strong is a comma and what we call a coordinating conjunction. You may have heard of something called fanboys. This is our coordinating conjunction. If you'll look at the words for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, the first letter spells fanboys. And so to join our two simple sentences, we're going to use a comma and a fanboy word. The compound sentence contains two sentences that are joined together by a comma and a coordinating conjunction. She works in the city, comma, but she lives in the suburbs. Notice we have to have that comma and the word but, the coordinating conjunction, to join those two simple sentences together. We do want to be careful though, because we do not use a comma every time we see a fanboy. We have to make sure there are two complete thoughts on either side of the comma and the fanboy. So the first example, she can write a letter to Bill, comma, or she can call him. There we have two simple sentences. She can write a letter to Bill, she can call him. We join those with the comma and the coordinating conjunction or. We do not need to use a comma in this example. She can write a letter to Bill or call him. If we just said call him, that's not a simple sentence. That's not a complete thought. So in that case, we're not joining two sentences. We're just joining or call him, and we do not need a comma. Another way we can join two simple sentences is with a semicolon. Think about the semicolon being the same as a period of punctuation. My cat is pretty jaded, period. He doesn't get impressed by anything, period. Now we can rewrite that and join those two sentences by replacing the period with a semicolon. My cat is pretty jaded, semicolon. He doesn't get impressed by anything. But be careful. We want to use caution. Do not use a semicolon and a conjunction together. That could be like an explosion on the page. So we either use the comma and the coordinating conjunction or the semicolon. Semicolons can be used to separate items in a list that contain commas. I traveled to New York, comma, New York, semicolon. Minneapolis, comma, Minnesota, semicolon. Portland, comma, Oregon, semicolon, and San Francisco, comma, California. This is one of the exceptions with a semicolon where you'll see it used with commas. So we can combine two sentences. Ice cream is the best food in the world, period. My favorite ice cream flavor is cookies and cream. So if we want to combine those, we can simply remove the period, replace it with a semicolon, but then remember to lowercase the word following the semicolon. So we'll make my, the M in my, lowercase. There's one more way we can use a semicolon to join two sentences, and that is with a transition word. So if you'll see that we have the words however, meanwhile, next, similarly, therefore, for example, in addition. So in your sentence, you have a simple sentence, semicolon, transition word, comma, and then a simple sentence. He asked for the report, independent clause, semicolon, transition word, therefore, I gave it to him. Notice that he asked for the report, I gave it to him are two standalone sentences. They're independent. We can join those with the comma and the transition word. Totally changes the meaning if we change the transition word. He asked for the report, however, I could not give it to him. Again, two simple sentences joined with a comma and a semicolon, a transition word, and a comma. So compound sentences are when we join two complete thoughts. We can do that with a comma and a conjunction, also known as a fanboy. We can do that with a semicolon, or we can join them with a semicolon, a transition word, and a comma.
Until next time, Vikings, sail on!